How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Really quick video today to introduce you to a new member of the family, and there's a storm coming, so let's get this going. Again, as always, welcome back to the channel. So glad each and every one of you that are still here are here. I know it's been a minute, but you know, life has a funny way of doing crazy things, and that's what this video is about today. I want to introduce you to a new member of my family, or the Camaro Time family. It's going to change a little bit the format and the dynamics of the channel, but you know, like I said, life has a way of throwing a curveball at you, my health included. So let me get you turned around and I'll show you what we got. There we go, my GMC Sierra SLE. This bad boy is in great condition. It's not new. Well, it's not brand new. The wife and I said we'd never buy another new car because of payments, the economy the way it is. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, the way everything is. So we looked high and low and found this. This belonged to an older gentleman who got to where he just could not drive this larger truck anymore. So he was looking for a smaller truck. So I ended up purchasing it from him, but unfortunately, in order to do that, to replace my med money, because whenever I typically don't purchase something unless I have the money to replace it or whatever. So if you notice, there's a black car there's a black car there, and now this. There's one missing, sadly. And like I said, life has a way of raising its funny head and biting you in the butt. And I'm sorry for the wind. There's Hurricane Debbie off the coast, and it's creating a mess, and it's supposed to be coming this way. But I will take a closer look at this in a second. Let me explain what happened. The Tahoe, I've mentioned this in another video. It's the right rear passenger window, and that's funny because whenever you look at all the parts stores, they'll sell the two front ones and they'll sell the right rear. For whatever reason, they don't list the left rear. But anyhow, the right rear window got to where it wouldn't go up and down. Hummingbird. But the right rear window got to where it wouldn't go up and down, so I told the wife I'll fix it. And it had a funny sound coming from the rear end. It was like a and I was like, man. Okay, well, I know what that is. That's a rear bearing. Well, in that vehicle, in most GMs, to replace the rear axle bearings, you have to pull the axles. So that means the differential cover has to come off and everything. So I was like, I can do it, but I don't like messing with rear ends, that nasty smell from the rear end grease, and you know, it's just a mess. So I was like, well, let me save up the money. We could still drive it, it just made a roar, it wasn't quiet. Turn you around so I can look at you while we talk. So with that being stated, I was like, well, I'll save up the money, get that taken care of, because I was just fixing to buy the window regulator, because all it is a little wire cable that goes up and down over a pulley, and that's what raises it and lowers it. Well, it broke. So I said, well, I'll just save up the money and get both of them fixed at the same time and just drive it as is. Because that's our daily driver. I mean, we go everywhere in that. I drive it to work, we drive it to the grocery store, we drive it around. If we want to go cruising out in the country, which we really like to do, is just go riding out in the country to get away from this madness around here. You know, we'll hop in it and go. We go to the mountains in it, the beach in it, whatever we want to do. But with that stated, I was literally a city block from my house on the way to work, and I went to go take off, and it let go, and it started making this real loud noise. And I'm like, what in the world? So I was able to get it back home. I had to run a red light, but luckily no traffic was out or nobody was coming or anything. So long story short, why do I keep saying that in my videos? Because they just get longer and longer. But anyhow, I got it back home, and I checked into getting the transmission rebuilt, and it's $2,600 for a rebuilt transmission. And I got to thinking about it and everything, and I was like, well, that model, to replace it is going to cost this much. To fix the rear end and the transmission is going to be about $5,000. So I was like, well, I hate to, but let's start looking at something else, because my wife's always wanted a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and they're nice and everything, or another Tahoe or something along those lines, because I use that to pull a trailer. Whenever I need something too big to fit in the Tahoe, I will hook it up to the trailer and go to Lowe's or wherever I need to go and everything. So with that being stated, we looked around, me mostly, and I found this. Like I said, older gentleman, and I really was not looking for a truck. I was looking for another SUV, like I said, to replace that, because the plan was either sell that and buy another SUV, fix that. Well, there's a couple options that we had. I won't go through all that because I don't want this video to be too long. Anyhow, I was going to replace that, and then I was thinking about selling it. Okay, so that's the last video that I put on, where I went to the used car lot, the Hendrick Chevrolet here in Monroe, North Carolina, but I think it's actually listed as Indian Trail. I can't remember. But anyhow, it was a mess, so I ended up getting this. Like I said, I was looking for another SUV, but I got this instead. Let me show you the inside of this bad boy. It is very nice. Got the 5.3 liter V8, because you know me, I wouldn't mind a V6 like in the Jeep, but a 4-cylinder, no. Now it's a mess, I understand. I've been driving it back and forth to work, getting used to it and everything. But let me show you what all we got in here. Now before I show you everything, like I said, I knew going in I was not getting a new vehicle. I knew that I wanted a used vehicle. So whenever you do that, you're going to find issues. A scratch here, a paint chip there, something on the seats, whatever. You're going to find some things. And if you know anything about a GM product, especially a truck, there's 2 issues with them. And it never fails. It's in every single one. You can go to a used car lot or any car lot and find a used GM, used Chevrolet, Cadillac, whatever. Find their trucks or their SUVs and it will have this problem. So I already did the repair on the Tahoe, which happens to have the same problem on this truck. And I'll show it to you in just a second. But I wanted to show you this. It's very nice. One of the problems with GMs, their trucks, the corners, right, will have a leak. And this one had it. When we test drove it, I looked up and I saw the little brown spots in the top, the water rings up in the corners. Well, I've already fixed that, but I'm waiting on the rings to make sure it's fixed, and it's a very simple fix. I've got a video coming out this weekend on it, so be sure to, if you're interested in it and everything, check that out. But here's the other one. The infamous cracked dash. It's always there, and it's always right there at the corners of the airbag. And the reason for it, number one, is the cheap plastic. I mean, it is thin. It is a thin plastic. It's only got a couple mounting spots and they're in a bad location. You've got all the heating and cooling effect from it sitting in the sun. It heats up during the day, it cools off in the evenings. So you got all that going on. Then you've got the AC. You get in a hot car, you turn the AC on, or you get in a cold car and you turn the hot air on. The vibrations from the cheap plastic and all that. But anyhow, I actually have the fix inside for that already. I did it on the Tahoe. I fixed it on that. So now I'm going to make a video on how to fix this, but I got to wait on the storm to go by. So it's going to be at least this weekend before I can do it. But yeah, I mean, I really like it. It's got the, I don't need this, but it's got, I'll show you around for just a second. It's got the buttons for you, like your door garage openers. It's got lighting there, lighting there. AM, FM, CD, dual zone heating and air, traction control, hazard light, and this button right here, I was like, what in the world is that for? So I decided to push it today. Let me give you a close-up. Now you guys that own a GM or Chevrolet truck will already know what that is. But for you guys that's never owned a GM, what that does is they knew that women were starting to drive pickup trucks a lot. Well, you know, most women, they're, you know, they tend to sit closer and their legs are a little shorter. So what they did to try to help remedy that, because you know, they'll slide their seat up to get to the steering wheel and not really worry about the pedals. Well, that button is for the pedals. That button will slide my gas and my brake pedal in or out depending on where I want it. So that's really cool for the wife and everything. But I mean, it's got everything I need. It's got fog lights, no sunroof, which I really didn't use the sunroof in the Tahoe and the Camaro that much anyway, but it's got the towing package on it. And the previous owner put electric brakes on it, so if I ever want to haul a trailer that has electric brakes on it, like that one over there, I can do so without burning up my transmission and burning up my brakes. But it's got the back seating, there's plenty of room, and this seat will fold up. See if I can do it now. Yeah, the seats will fold up, that one and this one on this side. Wife has already bought a few containers for like trash and whatnot. But yeah, I knew that I was going to have to fix that. I've already done it, and I'm going to wait and make sure that it doesn't get wet again, and then I will clean that with some stain remover. I use the Tough Stuff. That stuff works wonders on everything. So if you're ever at Dollar Tree or Dollar General or Walmart, pick you up a can of it. It works really good. But I knew I was going to have to fix that. It's in 90% of the GM trucks and stuff, so that's no big deal. Most of the time, there's issues with the high mount brake light. I was expecting that, but luckily it's not that. It's the ones in the corners. The Tahoe, after I owned it for 4 or 5 years, I developed a little small ring in the area where the brake light was, so I fixed that. You know, let me show you around a little bit. I mean, it's really a nice vehicle, two-tone dash and everything. You know, even when I had my Camaro, this black towel, I would have it in the seat because I've got a cooler, and you know, you set it around at work and everything, it gets dirty, and these are light-colored seats anyway. But I would do it in the black leather too, just to keep the dirt off of it. So I've got that there, set my cooler there. It's got storage out the yin-yang. I mean, compartments everywhere. Dual lights, dual lighted mirrors. It's very nice. I am very, very pleased with it. Like I said, the dash, if you've ever owned a Silverado, a Sierra, Denali, Escalade, Yukons, Tahoes, Suburbans, and I know I'm forgetting a few. They all have the cracked dash, so I knew when I went to look at this truck that it was going to have it. It was just automatic. So I reached out to some people, and I'm working with them to fix it. That video will be forthcoming, like I said, probably next week, maybe the week after. I've got everything inside to fix it with. I just need the time. No need in starting it right now, because sure as the world, if I get everything out and get it set up, it'll start raining. But I just wanted to make a video, and God, how long is this video? 15 minutes already, 14:25. I'll try to keep it under 16. But I just wanted to introduce you to the new member of the family. Do I miss the red car? Everybody's going to wonder. So I'll go ahead and answer that now. Yes and no. Yes, I miss it because it was a beautiful car. It was fun to drive. It had every option that you could ask for. But when the Tahoe went out, you learn very quickly that it's not a very practical car. Now my black car is more practical than the red one because it's a hatchback. I can lay the seats down, which is what I've been doing. Lay the seat down, go get some wood and everything, slide it down the passenger seat, and the hatchback will close. You can't do that in the red one, the 5th Gen. So, plus that's where all my equity was, that's where all my money was that I had to deal with. So, you know, do I miss it? Yes, for a couple reasons. Do I miss not having it? No, actually I don't, believe it or not. I'm surprised. I don't miss not having it here. Now, if I didn't have the black car, I'm sure it'd be a different story, but I had to have something. Like I said, when the Tahoe went out, the red car, it just wasn't practical. You couldn't just hop in it and ride out in the country because every bump you hit, every rut in the road, it's set so low you couldn't look and see what you was looking at. Basically, you looked forward and that was it, because you sure couldn't see out the back. Couldn't see out the back corners. I mean, yeah, you could see out the windshield and the side windows, but you know how those windows are. So, with that being stated, I just wanted to introduce you to the new vehicle. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. Heck, I really ain't never named the other ones. Just the red car and the black car. But yeah. I'm really digging it. We've had more fun. I've had this truck for a week now. We've had more fun in this truck in 1 week than we did in all the years that I owned the red car together. Now, I had my own fun and everything, you know, doing the videos, going to car shows, stuff like that, and I'm still going to do those. I'm still going to do videos, still going to go to cars. I still got the black car I got to do stuff on, you know. I want to do seats, carpet, some stuff to the engine. So it's not the end of Camaro time, but it will have a different flavor to it, because I'm also going to include stuff on this, and I'm going to pull the transmission out on that myself. It's going to be a job because it's 4-wheel drive. It's going to have that transfer case on it, so it's going to be a job. But I'm going to do it myself because I have an idea it might not be the transmission. So I'm going to try something first. But yeah, there's more coming, guys, so stay tuned. I'm trying to get back in content on this channel and everything. I know I've been laxing, and for all you guys that have stuck around, I greatly appreciate it. And for all you new guys that are coming and everything, I greatly appreciate that too. You know, it means the world to me, and I'm sorry for the bouncing. But with that stated, I'm going to get off here. You guys have fun. Get out there and enjoy your car. You pay for it. Enjoy it. It don't matter what it is. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.